What is up, fellow nerds? Welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Today we will be doing a InFocus on the Darkhold, which we suspect is where Agnes gets her magic. And that's how Agatha's been controlling Westview this whole time.
Who's been messing up everything?
It's been Agatha all along.
The Darkhold is also known as the Book of Sins or the Book of Spells. It's an ancient book of spells and unspeakable power. This book is made of dark matter from the Hell dimension. Over the course of history, many have looked for the ancient Darkhold, including the Red Skull and Nick Fury. This book provides the reader with instructions to make their desires come true. Do we hear something like that in a Wonder Woman movie or something? But no, this is totally different. Written in the language that the reader will fully understand.
The pages are blank.
Not to her.
The instructions guide the reader to their ultimate goal by showing them how to build items, some of which harness energy from other dimensions. Some of the known inventions are the quantum particle generator, quantum batteries, and an interdimensional gate, which obviously opens a gate to other dimensions. I saw this in a Screen Crush video. I wanted to mention it here. This could be the missing book in the Camartage library, which Doctor Strange is looking for a book.
So here's a fun connection to Doctor Strange. In the library of Camartage, there is a forbidden section where the Book of Caligostro is kept. But notice that there's a book missing from that section. Now this could be the very book that Agatha possesses. And notice they are hung up in hexagon chains.
This book was also used in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it was in the Runaways. And Chthon was the principal author of the Darkhold. He wrote all of his collected knowledge of magic into the ironbound scrolls, not scrolls, but scrolls, that served as the first version of the book. Chthon is an elder god. You need a little background on him. He's an elder god from billions of years ago who spent his time studying the mystical forces of the universe, and eventually he became the world's first black magician.
As Dave mentioned, this did show up on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, and a quote from that has always stuck with me. Look, if the internet is a garden hose, this book is Niagara Falls, blasting the universe's deepest thoughts through your eyeballs. It's a piece of technology, a tool. So is a grenade until it's in the hand of a child. And I think that sums up the Darkhold. Everybody thinks they have the power to use it, and it always turns bad. There's been so many times in the comics, whether it's Mordred trying to use it against, the Scarlet Witch back in the Avengers, or any witch who gets a hold of it, including Agatha, it never works out the way they want it. It always has a negative effect. So I think, that's something to realize or understand as we're watching the end of WandaVision here, that things could go awry. But there are a couple ways that she could be using it, and it'll be interesting to see how they decide to use it, if it is the Darkhold, how it ends up working in the rest of WandaVision.
You guys brought up some great stuff about the Darkhold. This is quite a magical book. It has made its way through several issues of the comics. It has already made an appearance, as both Dave and Keith mentioned, already in the MCU. Now, whether that will end up being canon or not is still to be seen. But yes, it is incredibly possible that this is in fact the book that appears at the end of WandaVision. We do have a couple of theories that we may be bringing up in later videos, but that is a theory
For another time.
As we find out in a lot of our research, the Darkhold is in fact connected to the Dark Dimension, and we actually first hear this mentioned in Doctor Strange when they talk about that as well. Some people believe, and it's even been in a couple of comics, that the Necronomicon, another magical tome which you can find in various films and stories, not even in just Marvel Comics, but all over the place. You may remember that the Necronomicon even appears in the Army of Darkness. And if you haven't seen that movie, stop watching our video and go watch it now.
3 books. Wait a minute. Hold it. Nobody said anything about 3 books. Like what am I supposed to do? Take one book or all books or what?
But But come back and finish the video when you're done. But seriously, go watch it.
The Necronomicon, some people believe, uses the Darkhold as its power source, which goes to show that the Darkhold is quite the powerful magical tome.
And now the one thing I also want to mention, no matter who is going to have their hands on the Darkhold in the MCU, whether it be, Morgan le Fay, Carnage even had a hold of it in Marvel Comics, Mordred that we mentioned earlier from Avengers Comics, or even Cynthia Doom, or even Victor Von Doom. It is indestructible, so no matter what happens, we will not have the Darkhold destroyed by the Darkhold.
He used the stones to destroy the stones.
One more little tidbit about the Darkhold is that it created vampires, werewolves, and all this other stuff at Chthon's behest. So not only is this going to come in to play in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the Darkhold, and the things that have spiraled out of WandaVision, but it's also going to bring Blade and Moon Knight into the overall MCU with one item. I thought that was really, well done on Marvel's part, and I cannot wait to see how all of Phase 4 ties together with the Darkhold possibly at the center. And that's all about the Darkhold. Did we miss anything? Leave it down in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time at Not Your Status Quo. Thanks for watching.
And I killed Sparky too.